Hello and welcome to another edition of the Head to Head, brought to you by Gambling.com, the panel, and of course, BetVictor, all the way to the Cheltenham Festival 2025. We are a week and a day out until the first, to the famous Raw will rattle across Prestbury Park. I'm joined by Diarmuid and Nolan.
Hello, Dino, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. We're getting close. We are getting close. We've got a couple of tasks on in this week's show. We have one more before the Cheltenham Festival. That will take place next Monday. When we will pick our lucky 15 and do a very quick state of play before the racing gets underway on Tuesday. On this week's show, in our normal 10 minutes, we're going to pick our final Ante Post pick for the Cheltenham Festival. So we'll do that in a minute. But there was a bit of news this week, of course, and Gordon Elliott did promise everyone he'd make a decision early on his champion hurdle runner, brighter days ahead. They're going to line up. If Lossy Mouth's 2-year plan isn't now diverted back to the mare's hurdle because, Rich Richie will want a winner, and they can give him one with Lossy Mouth, you would imagine. We might get the big three plus one other in State Man who, would normally be right at the top of this list with no Constitution Hill around. Right, go on, Demo. The champion hurdle, if we get the big four there, which it looks like we're going to get, how's it going to go?
It's brilliant because all of the, all the negative people kept saying, oh no, one of the mares will definitely go to the champion.
Included. Yeah.
And Gordon Elliott, as Tony Keenan said in our preview night, he said it downright last year. I think this mare is a champion hurdle mare, and he never really veered away from it. They didn't back down at all just because of one poor performance at Cheltenham last year, which just looks like an absolute aberration of form. As in, she's a lovely mare, Golden Ace, but you know what? Brighter Days Ahead has done this season.
War horse of the mares.
There's just no explaining it, but it is what it is. I'm also convinced that they will not swap Lossy Mouth. I think Jade de Grugy is enough for them there. I think they believe an awful lot in her. And last season, they weren't scared of Brighter Days Ahead, despite knowing what Brighter Days Ahead is now. They were very confident, and both mares kind of looked at each other, obviously, and let the other one pass them. But it's just a cracking race. It's the big three. I can't have Stayman at all. He's not in the conversation at all.
Okay, big three.
Yeah, he's not at all. Stephen Cass on our other show said that the way Paul Townend brought him home was like when you have a black bag that has a little bit of a tear in it and you were just kind of holding it. He said, and you're just trying to get it out of the black bin. I could never stop laughing at that reference. And Paul Townend did look like that jumping the last two hurdles. He was just holding on for dear life at the So statement, the fact that Danny Longlegs ran him down so close as well. Yeah, no, I couldn't have him. Lossy Mouth would have her chance, but I think she bids to be the first mare in like 60 years, or the first horse in 60 years to even try and place or something. The champion hurdle off the back of a fall. It's very few horses have even tried it. She could well do it, trained by a genius, but I think it's down between the big two. And we have never really found out how deep Constitution Hill can go, especially now that there is that slight question mark, despite the fact that he's an amazing racehorse. You famously said before to me, Dean, that only a car would get him off the bridle. Giving £7 to a mare like Brighter Days Ahead, who's looked so good this season, this is what makes it great. As in, he's a brilliant racehorse. He's had some great performances, but winning a champion hurdle with her here now, giving her £7 and Lossy Mouth, this is what makes a horse great. So it's just, I wouldn't be getting rushed. I really wouldn't be rushing to back anything here at all. But it's just brilliant. And fair play to Michael O'Leary, fair play to Gordon Elliott. They really could have taken an easy decision, and they just haven't.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
I can't wait. BetVictor currently, non-runner no bet, go 4-6. Constitution Hill, Brighter Days Ahead 15-8. Lossy Mouth is 7-2 in from fours, and it's 6-1 State Man and 25-1 bar the rest. That's what you want.
That's what you want. Exactly.
And I guess only a few will bother turning up, and they're coming for the day out, racing against them. I saw a great quote on a great tweet on X. Can you say tweet on X? That's what I'm going to say.
I say Twitter anyway. I just won't ever stop that. Yeah.
So a great comment on there. I wish I could credit them, but I didn't save it, or I probably don't even follow them these days. It doesn't matter, does it? When you're on X, you just get random things thrown at you.
You do, just thrown at you.
Yeah. So I can't credit them. But it said, all you big Constitution fanboys, these are the best horse that's ever raced, blah, 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 blah. If it can give £7 to this mare, you were right.
Yes.
That's what they said. And
100%. Yeah.
I think that's a good way to look at it. We're going to find out. It's not that long to wait. A day and a week away for that champion hurdle, which is spicy. Let's call it that. Can't wait.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait for it. Right, we need to add one more to the Ante Post list. Dem, I'll let you go first. What are you adding in your final chance now before we head to our Monday show next week?
I'm adding Galileo Dame at 16-1, non-runner no bet with not non-runner no. Oh, is it non-runner no bet there?
I will tell you.
I think I looked up the wrong company. Sorry.
16-1, non-runner no bet. BetVictor, Galileo.
Brilliant, fantastic. Yeah. So I'm very happy to take non-runner no bet just in case Galileo Dame somehow ends up in the Mayor's Novices hurdle, but I think she'll go for the Triumph. I think the Joseph O'Brien and those owners are more interested in her page than potentially winning a race at Cheltenham. So I think a grade 1 there in a Triumph hurdle. She can always go for the Mayor's Novices also again next year because she hasn't won a race yet. So I think there. But I thought at Christmas time she was well backed and she bumped into Wendrock, who was just more kind of experienced. Now again, we only saw 2 hurdles for that race, so I'm kind of guessing an awful lot of it. But last time out, behind Hello Neighbour, that was a screaming run. And I think had there been a few more yards in that race, she probably could have got there. And she was challenging. JJ Slevin said afterwards her jumping did leave her down, which it did. But famously, there's only 2 hurdles in the last 7 furlongs there at Cheltenham. If she jumps the last and she's the same distance down on Hello Neighbour, that Cheltenham run-in is going to do her the world of good. Also, as good as these other horses are, she was rated 96 in the flat as well. And that was from 4 runs. She's a brilliant mare, fantastic mare. So 96 rating. I think she can jump better. She jumped better for the few hurdles I saw her first time out. Last time she kind of just got herself caught. If she's there jumping the second last, she is no 16-1 shot. And how she rattled home at Leopardstown. And also horses coming to the Triumph Hurdle, having lost in that race, actually have a very good record as well. So yeah, she's a very good 16-1 shot team.
Hey, excuse me, Galileo Dame goes in 16-1 non-runner no bet for the Triumph Hurdle. That price currently there with BetVictor. Okay, that's your final dart. Before we get to next week where we'll try and wrap it all together for a lucky 15. I've got one. You mentioned, if Galileo Dame doesn't win, they can go for the Mayor's Novices next year at the Cheltenham Festival. Can you name me a couple of horses? And this is a quiz question. I couldn't think of any, right? But I had a little look that have run twice in the Champion Bumper.
There was a Diarmuid Weld horse.
There was.
Virgil something or was it?
That one did it, yeah. Vigil or Virgil.
Vigil, that was it. Virgil van Dijk I was thinking of.
He won actually the year that it ran the first time round with Silver Concord.
Yes.
And then came back the following year with the same horse. Didn't do any good. Any others?
Diarmuid Weld had one. I think Gordon Elliott's done this before, has he?
Sure.
I can't remember. No, he was the only one I can remember. Vigil, yeah.
So Refinement did it. Rhythm Section did it. Gollantilla did it. Was third in 2013, unplaced in 2014. I'm reading this, obviously.
Yeah.
Modus in 2014 was then
runner. God's sake. Yeah, of course.
Was runner-up in 2015. Ribbon Section won it in 93 and then was 4th in 94. So it can be done. It's a bit ridiculous.
It shouldn't happen.
100% shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Which leads me to my tip. Gelon Dudares for the Champion Bumper. There's a nice bit of whispers coming out of the right places. I actually saw Gordon Elliott chatting away to the racing blogger today on X, and he gave it a good mention, and it all seems to be going well. Galloped though during the week with some good ones, Romeo Coolio and the Clay and stuff like that. So it seems to be in good shape. Obviously, I couldn't get it out jumping any hurdles this year based on having pulled a muscle early in the season. I'm not. And I know Gigginstown don't care about the bumper. It's never been their big thing. This thing went off favourite for it last year. Form obviously beating Redemption Day and stuff like that was decent. I've watched the race back again today just to make sure that my eyes weren't deceiving me at the time. I thought we'd travel like the winner 100% up to maybe a furlong and a half before Romeo Coolio came through, and then Jasmine DeVoe gunned them all down on the inside. But is there something as good as them two in there this year? It's hard to know, isn't it? You don't know.
It is. Just bar that Calypso chance. I know Mullins has 2 late ones. Patrick Mullins did get off Calypso chance and say, God, I'd love a few more of these in our place. And how he ended up riding Gordon Elliott's bumper horse was strange anyway. But anyway, he'd be the one that I'd be most conscious of. But yeah, of course, you can't ever rule a bumper horse out from Gordon Elliott's here, then you?
No. And I was applying, the trends for what they're worth. I'm just trying to find some value for the last week here. And so I did narrow the bumper down to 4. Wind Beneath Me Wings, Bambino Fever, Calypso Chance, and Jalon Dudares. And Jalon Dudares is a bit 12-1 out in the village, but it's 10-1 non-runner no bet. If anything goes wrong during the week, you'll obviously get your money back. But I don't think it'll go off 10-1. I wonder who'll ride it. Be interesting to see whether Jack gets on again. He's obviously coming back, which is good news. So yeah, Jalon Dudares in the bumper. I'm going to go with that. And in Q, all people giving out about it after it wins on. This horse shouldn't have been allowed to run in it. Just you can back it. If that's the way you feel about it,
just back it and move on.
Same with Langer done last year. This horse should just back it. If that, rather than give out about it. So Jalon Dudares will go in for me. That's my final dart demo. A little bit of housekeeping, actually. How many winners do you think Willie Mullins will get at this year's Cheltenham Festival demo?
I hope less than 7 because I'm a bet with Stephen Cass on that. So 6 I'm going to say.
6 you're going to go for. Well, it is one of the options available to you. Gambling.com are doing a competition, Willie Winners, which was coined obviously by me, and Willie Winners for the Cheltenham Festival. So if you think you get 7 or less, you can vote for that. If you can get 8 or more, you can vote for that. Once you have voted, you can enter a competition absolutely free to go to Ladies' Day at Aintree. Not bad.
Right.
I'll put the link in the bio. Anyone wants to get involved? 7 or less, 8 or more. How many Willie Winners at Cheltenham? Dermo says 6. I'm saying he's going to get more. Hopefully, I back a few of them. But we'll see how we go. All right, so look, we'll be back on Monday of next week on the panel doing the head-to-head with Gambling.com and BetVictor, where we'll do our Lucky 15. We'll see you all then.